B-Roll Brothers podcast. This is DVD, ABC DVD. Two brothers' alphabetic journey through their DVD collection that is more shaken than stirred. I'm Noah.
I'm Josh.
And we are doing Quantum of Solace today.
Yes, a Bond film.
A Bond film.
You know, not the best Bond film, but
not even in the top 10 Bond films.
But definitely one that starts with Q.
Yes,
but doesn't have Q.
We were going to do Quick and the Dead, and we're like, Quantum comes first because of that stupid alphabetic system.
That we set up.
Damn you, Dewey, and your decimal system. But yeah, so Quantum of Solace was released November 14th, 2008. Directed by Marc Forster, who also did Finding Neverland, The Kite Runner, and Monster Ball. Okay. All movies that are better than Quantum of Solace.
All are better than this, yeah.
Writers were Paul Haggis, who did Crash, In the Valley of Elah, and Million Dollar Baby.
Also
movies
that are better than this. I mean, are we hiding the fact that we don't like this film? They'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. No, maybe at the end. It's the twist. No,
that's one of our favorites, yeah.
And also written by Neil Purvis, who did Skyfall, No Time to Die, Casino Royale, and Spectre. So the
Bond guy.
The old hand to do, like, what is Bond up to?
Yeah.
It's starring Daniel Craig, who is known for all the Bonds, but also Knives Out, which I want to put down.
Yep.
As like major.
He was also in that Dark Materials movie. I know that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Olga Kurylenko.
Yeah, Kurylenko.
Yeah. Who was in Oblivion, Hitman, and Vampire Academy.
Yep.
Mathieu
Amalric, I think, yeah.
Yeah, Diving Bell and the Butterfly, The Grand Budapest, and Munich, and Judi Dench.
As in?
Who, do you want to do?
Well, what would they choose for her, God?
Exactly.
Well, would it be any of the Bonds like Skyfall or anything like that?
No.
Chocolat?
Nope.
One more chance. Shakespeare's in Love?
You got one.
Okay. The one that she has 8 words in. Not 8 lines, no, 8 words.
8 words. Oscar-winning 8 words.
I know. That one has always upset me.
Notes on a Scandal and The Best Exotic Marigold Hotel.
Okay, fair enough.
Made $589.6 million.
They got their bonds.
They got their bonds.
Movie bonds.
Yes. So yes, as we've kind of said, this is in the long series of Bond films.
Yes, this, Quantum of Solace is about one of them.
Yes. Yeah. And I mean, when we were talking about, is there a longer running series with the same character? And the closest I think we came up was like Kirk from the Star Trek.
Yeah, Star Trek's having like 7 movies with Shatner, and then 3 more with that Chris. There's always a Chris in Hollywood, but yeah. So you're talking about, at best, half of James Bond.
Well, yeah, and it's like, you think Harrison Ford's only got 4 Indiana Jones.
Does he? I think 3.
That's true.
Yeah, but there's the closest I got, and we'll talk about it at the end, of having a overarching series of movies is the MCU, and that's not just one movie. That's series of movies and an umbrella of movies. So
exactly,
Bond is an impressive property that just keeps going.
Right, and depending on how you count them, there's 24 to 26 of them.
Yeah, do you want to count the Woody Allen one or not?
Exactly, and so we know in the rankings, looking online at people who say what are the best, what are the worst.
Yeah.
Quantum of Solace tends to fall in the bottom 3 to 5.
Yeah, it's not one of the favorites.
And
it is definitely the worst of the Daniel Craigs. It is one of the worst of all time.
Yes, and we will go into reasons why we think that as we go through this film.
Yep.
So what I found interesting is, and we can discuss this because we did, is it picks up right after Casino Royale, which was Daniel Craig's first one, of, a car chase with a character that was, titular to the last movie.
Yeah, it's Mr. White is in the trunk of his car, as we find out at the end of the chase, and he was the one that was the tagline or the stinger of Casino Royale. And we were kind of discussing, was this the first Bond to do it? And now this is officially the first Bond to genuinely continue from the last one
into this one,
where you really do need to watch Casino Royale to understand a lot of the motivations. There is one, the Roger Moore's, where he kills the villain of the previous movie for killing his wife. that's the closest, but that movie does not require you to know the movie before it.
Right.
This one does.
And so it's like, it does set up like, it's like a serial. Mm-hmm. And I think it lays the groundwork of, this is a filler film.
Oh, it feels like it too.
And I mean, knowing what comes after this too, it is even more of a filler film that really doesn't pay off for the film that comes after this.
Yeah, which is Skyfall, right?
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah, and then Spectre after that. But we do have the opening car chase because it is a Bond film, and I do appreciate that traffic causes problems. Usually it doesn't. Usually...
Yeah, there's never
if there's like a guys carrying things, or if there's like you bust through it or something. But no, Bond has to stop. He has to turn around.
You know, the cops kind of make it difficult. They leave the same amount of room to get through them. Yeah. But you know, he gets the his Mark II-M.
Yep. Because at the very end of the car chase, everyone's still pursuing their quarry through the quarry. Yes.
I mean, I guess I should expect that.
Yeah.
In a film like this, we're going to be filling in.
Oh, I had to do anything to keep myself entertained on that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, we get to M.
You know, we find out that there's this mysterious, you know, agency that knows a lot about, you know, MI6 and all the goings on.
Yeah.
You know, it is laying the groundwork for Spectre, but he's like, no, there's double crossing, there's shootings. Bond does a chase scene where he kills the Mark, which seems to be a pattern.
Yeah, it's like, stop killing them, we need to question them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But we get one of the big things about the Bond films is the intro sequence.
Yeah, and there was complaints about the Casino Royale one not having the sexy silhouettes and a different style of intro, so I think they took that to heart and did this one.
Yeah, which is sand dunes with, you know, the usual silhouettes and Alicia Keys singing the intro song.
Yeah. You know, another joke of the sand dunes for naked women, there was an AI problem of there was like an AI sensor that was trying to get rid of naked women on the internet if you did images search, and it would not do sand dunes because it looked too much like women. So this was not a stretch for the intro to say, is that sand or is that a butt?
Yeah.
But I don't particularly like this Alicia Keys song.
No, I mean, as it goes, I think if we're going to rank the Daniel Craig song, Skyfall is probably one of the best.
Yeah,
I have no problem.
It's hard to beat Adele, though. So.
Yeah. I mean, I have no problem with the Casino Royale song. I mean, it is definitely...
It's not memorable, but it's not bad.
No, I mean, it definitely is very different in the pantheon of...
Yeah, it's not your sultry... dun-dun-dun-dun. It's more of a rock anthem.
Yeah.
But I felt like this song, Alicia Keys was like singing offbeat, and it was because of the sand dunes, and they did not want to wake Scheherazade, the giant sand dune worm from Dune. Yeah, you're just looking at me. I'm stretching things in here.
I'm gonna put a note that we're gonna take that one out.
Okay, edit that one out. Got it.
Okay.
The reason that this might not be one of the better Bond films might be because of a real world issue. Is that this happened during the writer's strike of the 2000s. Mm-hmm. And so they had the basis of a script. They had most of a script, but usually when you would have punch-ups and go, hey, this isn't working, let's figure it out, they couldn't do that. They had to stick with what they had and just push forward. So that's why it might be a little stale.
It's good. I mean, it's hard to say where this was going to go in general as a story.
Yeah.
So we get the first scene where they're at the Palio di Siena in Italy.
Yes.
A horse race.
Yep.
Le Chiffre is dead. And, M's got trust issues, and there is double crossing galore.
Yep. This also starts just for... I appreciate when people play with the title cards. Mm-hmm. This is the first one that shows a location, and it is in the script of the location, so it looks more Italian. And then another one, when it's New York, it looks, or then they make it of the area. So it's not we have one font for everything. It's like, no, we're going to change it for each one. And I do kind of appreciate when you make it fun to make me read when I'm watching a movie.
No, yeah, I mean, it is fun. I mean, it definitely sets up a MacGuffin of the who. I mean, it's setting up, what is this organization?
And in Italy, we get another action sequence of the rooftop chase sequence. Mm-hmm. And this is a fun thing because apparently it was cheaper to actually film on rooftops in Italy and make sure that you didn't break the stones and the tiles that were historical importance than building a whole thing in studio. This was one of those, hey, it's just cheaper to film on set. Let's film on location.
And then everyone gets to go to Italy.
And he goes, let's go get some gelato.
Mm-hmm. So, but then we're back in London. M's okay.
Yeah.
She's okay.
She's okay.
But we're looking into them.
Yeah.
And this you get like kind of the closest thing you get to tech gadgets in this movie is in M's office, where they're kind of doing the big screen. They're
smart tables of the future.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so it's like, well, we found someone. He's in Haiti, so guess where you're going? We're going to Haiti.
Yeah.
So he, very much, we're in Haiti. We have a hotel fight scene. Bond kills someone again.
And this feels more, this is the Daniel Craig style of fighting. It's very much Jason Bourne-esque versus the earlier Bonds, that intense, gritty realism. But every time I see a bedroom fight involving Bond, I can't help but think of the Pink Panther movie that makes fun of this.
Yeah, flipping around
and breaking things.
And I'm glad he also asked the front desk if there was any messages, because he gets a briefcase.
He gets a briefcase.
Ooh, a clue.
Yeah.
And a mysterious girl comes and picks him up.
Yes.
So we get the Bond girl.
Yes, of Olga Kurylenko as Camilla. This is a problematic casting of sorts, because they went through a whole bunch of women of all races and creeds to find one that would be comfortable in the role, and Olga won. Problem is, she's Ukrainian descent, or actually Ukrainian, and she's supposed to be playing a Latina, someone of the islands or South American, and they just spray tanned her. So.
Yep. No, I kind of saw that as like, and they made such a big deal during the 90s era Bonds of trying to diversify their Bond girls, so they wouldn't always be, the blonde knockouts. They were expanding, and this one kind of feels like,
I understand the right person for the right job, but then change the character to be a Ukrainian who's been raised in expat or something. Don't spray tan them. It's somewhat icky. I didn't think it was somewhat icky in 2008, let alone in the 2020s.
Yeah, but we do another chase scene. We get to meet the bad guy, Dominic, and his number 2, who looks a lot like Jim Carrey's character in Dumb and Dumber.
It does, yeah. Because that's his lackey of all sorts. I think it's played by Antonio Tannenbaum, and his character's name is Elvis, which I don't think they ever said.
I don't think they ever said. And he just has the... I mean, I know it's a toupee, but it's just like...
Oh, it's awful.
It's another problem with this film is like where it's like, okay, the bad guy is not compelling. Neither is his number 2.
Yeah. And the director and the writer said that they wanted Matthew Amalric as Dominic Green to be kind of forgettable, to be that everyday evil, not this scarred megalomaniac that this is like the businessman that's going to run you out of your apartment. And it's like, you achieved a boring guy, but that's not why we go to Bond films.
Yeah, and it's like,
he's the MacGuffin, the misdirect of he's just going to control all the oil. It's like, that's fine, I guess, but I kind of want a moon laser.
Yeah, no, it's like it seems very lacking and unsexy when you really get down to the brass tacks of it. But he is going to set up a coup in Bolivia. All he wants in return is this desert. Ooh, why does he want it in the desert? But before we can find out, there's a boat chase.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, he wants to destabilize governments, and that's MI6's and the CIA's job. We don't want to privatize it.
That is the job of governments, not private citizens.
Yeah, we don't want to privatize overthrowing governments. But the boat chase. I can't see a boat chase and not think of Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, because that's a great boat chase. This is just one.
Well, I mean, it's like this rickety boat takes a lot of hits, and it is just fine.
And then he gets, after the boat chase, he gets into a vehicle, and everyone's like, man, Haiti is just full of convenient vehicles for Bond to steal.
It is.
I mean, there's some suspenders of disbelief, but after a while it's like, this is the 3rd vehicle you've stolen in 5 minutes that you did not have to hotwire this. Just like they left the keys in there.
Yep, doors open, keys up. But I also found it when he's done with his boat chase, he just deposits a passed out girl to a bellhop, and it was like,
take this.
No one around him is even like looking over. He's carried a passed out woman. That's clearly okay.
Yeah, don't worry about it. It's Haiti.
It's Haiti.
Yeah.
But no, they tracked his phone. they're following Dominic Green, but we get to see that the Americans, the CIA, are involved, and we get to see Felix.
Yeah, this is probably my favorite iteration of Felix Leifter from the books. Jeffrey Wright does a phenomenal job. He's no Joe Don Baker, but I think he's better at as Felix. And it's one of the few times I would love a spin-off of a Felix mission.
Like, what is Felix doing right now? Because he plays it so cool. But the Americans are involved in some way.
Yeah.
But we're going on another...
Well, I just want to point out, this is the first time that Felix is played by the same guy twice in a Bond movie.
Wasn't Joe Don Baker?
He was only in one movie, so this is the first time Felix has returned as the same actor.
Okay.
So, I appreciate that.
maybe Joe Don Baker is just so big that I think he's in all of the Brosnan.
He's just in that one, yeah.
Okay, but we're taking another trip, and now we are into Austria, to a black tie event.
Yep, the stylized titles of Bears Austria.
I mean, it is interesting that there is like this secret talk going on during this giant performance.
And this is where, if you do choose to rewatch the movie, you start getting the foreshadowing of what the real plan is.
Yeah.
Is that they start hinting at the need of water.
Yep.
And that some people are paying too much, and they start stylizing, looking at glasses of water, vases of water, puddles of water. But they don't really tell you that that's the plot of the story until very end. So this is a problem I have with this movie.
Well, and so they're obviously bidding for something.
Something, and you're told to assume it's oil.
Yeah,
it's always oil.
That is kind of the gist. Is like there's oil, or there are diamonds, or there's another material that's out there.
Yeah. And I actually like the idea of this group having their secret meeting out in the open, not next to each other, at an opera that no one's paying attention to because it's opera.
Yeah.
And I think that was a clever way of having the earpieces and talking. And I also like how Bond figured out how to photograph as many of the people as he could.
Yeah, got you. You're doing paparazzi style.
Yeah. It's like, no, both sides were clever on this one. This wasn't like, we had our secret meeting in the back of the casino. It's like, no, we're not next to each other. We're in an open space, and it's our thing that people would expect us to be at. It's like clever villains, for once. And particularly only time they're clever in this movie.
But Bond is kind of set up for killing another undercover agent.
Yes.
So they kind of decline his credit cards and put him on restriction. But Bond has a mission, and he's not going to stop.
And the other, it's the agent from Casino Royale and all that, and. Again, if you didn't watch that movie, his death doesn't feel as impactful.
It's not.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's like, I really like Casino Royale, and it still didn't make that big of an impact.
Yeah.
But, so he is now off. Again, he is now back in Italy, where we see another Casino Royale character of Mathis, our favorite anti-hero from before.
Yeah. Oh, that's the one I was thinking about. Sorry, I jumped ahead. Yeah.
No. It's we're not there, but Mathis is a fun character. I mean, it is strange to use him in this film so quickly after the last one,
where you accuse him of being a traitor and all that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and part of me is very confused on the timelines.
Yeah.
Because if the movie starts right after Casino Royale, it's like, this guy's been set up for being, abused by, MI6 and stuff. And he's like, but that was like last week.
Yeah, he's got a new house.
He's
got a love interest. It's bizarre. We also get introduced to another character of Strawberry Fields. Yeah, because you need a fun, weird named woman in your Bond films, played by Gemma Ayrton. So she's the redhead in this, and it's a Beatles reference because why not?
Why not? But I mean, we once again, we have the pictures come up. We're doing the people everywhere thing, which was already explained. The scene before of who these people are. Yeah,
and then the fun thing of Bond not wanting to stay at a crappy hotel and then goes to a new one. And I feel like this might be the problem of the writer's strike, of saying. I can't find any stationery. Why don't you come in here? And then they have sex. It's like, wow, that was the flimsiest reason to have sex. But you know what? It's Bond.
Well, and before that, I'm going to jump back.
I skipped things.
You skipped right out of Italy and you're in Bolivia.
That's fair.
But when they're flying to Bolivia, there's a martini joke that I think is awful.
The airplane martini joke,
It's like, what is this? And it's like this long, convoluted drink. And it's like, oh, I like it. It is one of those things to point out that this is the first time if Craig is playing it the way he is, that Bond has appeared drunk.
Yes.
On
screen. Yeah.
On screen. Not drugged, nothing, but actually he drank a little too much and he's a little drunk.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, this is because they did a whole to-do about the drink in Casino Royale. To do it again in the next movie, it's like, just do the line.
Just do the line.
We don't need to know all the ingredients, not to use vermouth or the twist of lime. And I know it's because the Vespa Martini is now kind of like a sponsor of these movies.
Yeah.
But geez, it stops the movie.
It stops.
Tracks.
And,
it's probably why I didn't write it down and skipped over it.
No, and I mean, and also in terms of lines not used, this is also the first Bond film where he doesn't introduce himself. He never says Bond. James Bond, ever in this film. It's like, and I think it's just, these are the many red flags trying to...
Yeah, he doesn't say shaken, not stirred. The other guy says, oh, I stirred it, but it's like, the classic lines that you're kind of hoping for aren't in it.
Mm-hmm. But they end up in Bolivia. We've got Strawberry Fields. He wants a better hotel.
And they had sex because of a flimsy excuse, so we're all caught up.
Yeah, but we're going to a party with environmentalists. I mean, I think it is that funny thing of the evil environmentalists. It just... It doesn't land because...
Yeah, it's like, oh, you're evil environmentalists by being greedy but not eco-terrorists. So instead of saying like, oh, they care about the environment, they're going to do extreme things to, kind of what you get with the Kingsman, the first one, where they go too far. This one's like, oh no, I'm an environmentalist, but basically I want your money.
Yeah, it's
I want to control everything.
I want to control everything. I'm evil.
Yeah.
But Camila's back. Yeah. She's back. She's not dead. She's still on the case. And this, we find out that she is Bolivian Secret Service. She's got skin in the game. Her family was killed, during the last overthrowing.
And by the general that she's seeking down, and that's helping our bad guy.
But they are set up again of Mathis is shot.
Oh no, and Bond used him as a human shield.
I know. There was...
It was like, oh no, he's dead. Oh no, he's not dead. But he is now.
He is now.
Yeah.
So, but it is... I mean, I hate to use the pun. It is a throwaway scene because he just deposits him in the trash. And we're moving on.
Yeah, it's like my friend from the last movie, who was my friend, who is my friend. He's gone now, and now we're going to go out to the desert.
Yeah,
because we have, we've done boat rides, we've done, car chases, we've done foot chases.
We're gonna do an airplane fight.
We're gonna do an airplane fight.
But I find it interesting. Like, it's all prop airplanes.
Yes.
Yeah, and propellers.
No jets.
No jets. I'm like, man, a jet could take this out real easy. But no. That'd be too easy.
No, we need any fun. But this is a fun thing of that. This was one of the first times that they used a special camera that fit into the nose cone of some of the planes, so that the camera could pan and tilt and follow the action instead of having to film from the side from a helicopter and try to keep it steady so the camera could be focused. So they were allowed to do more extravagant and faster paced aerial shots. Problem is, they edited it weird so that I don't really get a sense of that. That they cut it quickly so that it could have been filmed the other way.
You'd never get it.
You would have never guessed it.
But no, the plane is shot up.
Yep.
They do a sky jump, followed by a sky fall.
Yeah,
and then they go into the pit of doom.
Yeah, I'm glad that they got enough altitude to get the parachute open. I'm sure that was fine.
I'm sure. If it had been a rubber boat, it would have been even better.
And then we find out it's not the oil.
It's water.
It's water this whole time. And again, if that was your big evil plan from the beginning, you needed to show me something to show the evilness of taking people's water. Because I live in a world where Nestle exists, and I do see what they do to societies when they take their drinking water, and it's worse than this movie ever could be. And just, the best we get is, after this crash, they walk by a local village that is out of water and they just have to leave. We don't get to see the drought-stricken lands. We don't get to see the importance of, hey, if you control all the water, you control the populace.
Yep, it's much like the spice.
Yes.
But, we get back to the cities, and Strawberry Fields had an oily, oily death.
Yes, and she is placed in the exact position as the woman in Goldfinger, who is coated in gold.
Okay, that's a funny
So this is an homage to that. So it is the exact same on the bed, covered in a material and killed by it, and it is the same placement, same arm drape as the Goldfinger woman. So it was a nice moment.
But M kind of lets Bond get away.
Yes,
because she still trusts him, and he's on the run. He goes to meet Felix. And basically Felix says, you got like 30 seconds, but there's a hotel in the desert.
Yeah.
Why is there a hotel in the desert? Because that's what evil people
do. They
have ice castles, they have desert castles, they have
underwater bases and moon bases.
Yeah.
The desert hotel is, kind of weak sauce compared to all the other ones. But
well, and I'm going to compare it to the ice castle in the Brosnan age of... It's not that impressive of a hotel.
Yeah, it's not.
I mean, it's not like the Motel 6, but it's like... I don't know who you're catering to. At least the Ice Palace looked like it was a 5-star area.
Yeah.
People might want to come in and experience. Like, who's going to go into the Bolivian desert for this place?
It's bizarre. And in the desert, we are meted with the hotel's concierge or person who's bringing drinks and talking to them. And this is a bit of film history, film Easter egg. Do you know who that is?
I don't, but I do because you told me.
I know, but it's Una Chaplin, granddaughter of Charlie Chaplin.
Okay.
Yeah, so I don't know if she just was trying to get work or she's an actress, but it's Charlie Chaplin's granddaughter in this movie. Mm-hmm. Why not? Everything else is in here. Why not her?
But they're gonna, Bond and Camille are gonna storm the desert palace. Bond's giving her a last-minute pep talk about, killing the general.
Yeah, and the general and another hotel guy just so offhand mention of, that's the hydrogen cells kicking on. Mm-hmm. Don't pay attention to that.
Don't pay attention to the hydrogen power
of this hotel.
Because hydrogen, powers lots of things like, blimps and stuff, and nothing bad ever happens.
So that was a throwaway line, not necessary and not awkward at all.
I find it funny that the villain who has had very little screen time, basically changes the deal on the general, and I get this kind of you're trying to pull a Vader of Prey. I don't change it further. It just still does not. It's like I feel like the general would pistol whip you.
It's that chess match of I just need this desert. Okay, now that I have it, I control all your water, and now you're gonna do this. Like, I have the military and guys with guns.
And I know he says, well, you can kill me, but then my organization's coming. It's like, okay, I'll kill you.
And again, it's like this organization that has done nothing and we still don't know anything about.
Exactly.
And that we were been hinting at. It's like, don't tell me of a better movie in your movie.
Yeah. Basically, the next 20 minutes is them blowing up the...
The hydrogen blew up.
Yeah, the hydrogen went boom.
That we just learned about 5 minutes ago.
The general dies.
Yeah.
The most...
These are the most unsatisfying showdowns.
It's like, it comes back, this is why having a boring villain doesn't work, is like, it looks like he got a cheap shot into Bond, which we know Bond could easily take this guy, and it just comes out, he's not special about it.
Yeah, they said it's like he has no military training, so they wanted is like he just snapped and he was so angry, it's like just wailing on a guy. It's like, yeah, that might work if you're at a bar and somebody snaps and you don't know what to do, but for a trained killer like Bond, it's like, no. Glancing blow, throw punch.
Well, especially since we've seen Bond in at least 5 other fights in this film where he is getting smashed.
Yeah.
It's like, it is almost comical. It's like, so wait, that wooden beam that he hit you with took you out?
Yeah.
And, like, a couple scenes before, you were fine?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it doesn't mesh.
Yeah. And then we get a lackluster escape.
Well, he runs out into the desert.
Yeah.
And Bond catches him and puts him back out into the desert with a jar of oil.
Yeah.
And it is like, that thing is like, yeah, he didn't kill him, but it is like that kind of like, well, how long is it going to be before you drink the oil?
Yeah,
it's
like, it's like that comeuppance for Strawberry Fields, but it's like, again, like, I didn't care about that character, I don't care about this character. There's still no interrogation, we still don't know what's going on.
No, and I mean, and we do get a conclusion, because we haven't talked about, because I come back to it, it's really not important that he's been hung up on his love interest from Casino Royale this whole time.
Who betrayed him,
and he feels like there's a deeper meaning, and he finds that one of the handlers in Russia with a Canadian operative, which I love. I want a movie about a Canadian Secret Service. I want the entire Canadian Secret Service, but they're really friendly about things. Like, they don't really want to go with it, but they're very polite about it.
About to die or something.
Yeah. But he basically, exposes him, and you think like, oh, he's gonna kill him. Oh, he didn't kill him.
He learned his lesson.
In the end, he learned a lesson. It's the friends we kill along the way.
That makes it, And we talked about this movie. This is also one of the few Bond movies where he's never captured.
It's true.
So I guess he does better, but
but then it literally
just ends.
It doesn't set up the next movie like, we've discovered, we figured out who this organization is.
For Spectre, yeah.
It's like, it literally just stops and you're going, wait, that was it?
Yeah.
And I guess I was okay because it was done.
Yeah, I'm glad it was done. But then we get the classic James Bond gun barrel shot, but it's at the end of the movie instead of the beginning.
Yeah.
And it is so awkward at the end.
It's like, wait, why is he shooting? Yeah, it's...
Yeah.
I know there is a writer strike. I know there's like, but this Bond does not work. And here's the thing when it comes to Bond. I enjoy a Bond film. I typically don't rewatch it.
Yeah.
I think
I'm a one and done viewer on those as well. Even the ones I like.
I mean, some of them do not age well.
No,
you go back to the Connerys and you're like, that feels uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I have a soft spot for GoldenEye just because I remember seeing it in the theater.
And that's one of the better ones. Even on all the lists, it's usually the one that people point to.
Well, and it's like it's my first experience with Bond. There is fun in Bond. I understand why people do love them.
Yeah.
I can see where this, A, is not a good Bond film. B, this is not a very good film in general. I mean, we have it because we're completionists.
Yeah, there was that collection of all the Bond films, and I was like, yeah, why not?
Why not? But it's like, it really is, like, you can point to, like, this is weak sauce.
Yeah, this is one of the bottom of the barrels, and it's surprising that there was another one, and then it's followed up by a phenomenal one.
No, and like, it is that, I mean, I guess if you want, like, does the story have a happy ending? Yes, the Bond films get better.
Yeah.
For Daniel Craig from here. Yeah. But this is one of those head-scratching, like, I don't know what happened. And I can see where they really needed Skyfall to bring it back, because I think a lot of people were annoyed by this.
Yeah. I mean, it does seem like every other one, down Craig, it goes up and down. I haven't seen the most recent one, so I don't know if it's good, but I've heard it wasn't. So that it might have just gone Skyfall,
well, and I think you're getting into like that thing of like, well, which is better, Skyfall, Spectre? Because it's like they all have their own flavor. It's what you want, and I think they go back to the roots of like, no, we want the gadgets, we want Q,
Q is a part of it. You can't just you can ignore it for one movie, but to do it for 2, 3, there's like,
we need these things.
We need these trappings.
We need these eccentric, crazy bad guys. We need the cars, the gadgets, because at the end of the day, that's kind of what makes a Bond film, and not just like a Jason Bourne or another action hero.
Yeah, it's why it's quintessential British Bond.
Yeah, it's like you need these things, and this wasn't in it.
Yeah, no, it's just hard to watch. It's painful somewhat.
Okay, it's set up.
No, I'm just laid it up for you.
I've got to do the pun?
because you transition.
Oh,
I'm trying to help you.
You're getting that ball rolling, like a rock rolling, like a Ragnarok.
I don't know. You could have gone with the Thor joke, but no, you went with the Ragnarok rolling.
Oh, you're Thor about it?
Is that the joke? No, that was the joke of it. It was painful.
All right, so next time is Thor Ragnarok. Very much like we said last time, is we are going to be doing bylines for films that have titles.
Several. There's 4 Thor movies, and just to have like every year be Thor would be annoying.
Yeah, because instead of doing Thor 1, Thor 2, it's like we're going to just do Ragnarok. Parentheses Thor.
Yes, and then Dark World. The first Thor will be the Thor movie because that's Thor.
Yes.
Yeah, but if you watch Quantum of Solace with its baffling name, I guess good for you.
If not, you probably saved yourself.
But please definitely watch Thor Ragnarok before coming back next week.
Yes, Thor is fun. It's probably one of my favorite Marvels.
Yes.
But yes,
Bye.
Bye. This is DVD, ABC DVD. Two brothers' journeys through an alpha...
I did a song and everything.
now you're going to have to clip them together.
You had to start over.
Yep. Two brothers' journey through their...
Does the song really throw you?
It does. It scares me. I'm like a cat. I'm like, ah!
3 times. It surprises you 3 times.
That was just funny.
Much like Quantum of Solace, we were a mess.